The South African BRICS Business Council and the G20 Business Council members are having engagements with their BRICS counterparts in Rio de Janeiro, that's in Brazil. The engagement comes ahead of the BRICS heads of state and government, and that meeting will also be in the same country. Let's take you live now to Rio de Janeiro, where we find SABC News International Editor Sophie Mokoens, who is standing by for us. Good afternoon, Sophie. Thank you for your time. So this is an interesting confluence between the work that South Africa is doing as president of the G20, but also at the same time a core member of the BRICS bloc of nations. Tell me about this meeting and these interactions coming as they do ahead of the full-on BRICS summit and meeting of heads of state and government.
The BRICS Business Council and G20 Business Council met with member states of BRICS business, and they gave them a feedback in terms of South Africa's position during this difficult time, big business, in terms of their views on what's happening around the world, including the geopolitics. And I think the representative from China who was part of the panel was talking about the current trade war that we see in the world, waged by the United States of America, particularly targeting BRICS and G20 member countries, China, and how China has responded. So in general, the view from business within the BRICS nations is that you need to come up with alternative markets, but it should be focused on the South-South. Developing countries must work together, and BRICS must lead the charge. In other words, you must be inward-looking in terms of the group. And secondly, look at the trade rules that you can use that are part of those countries that are members of BRICS. And you can look at an example of South Africa right now. You know, since the conflict in the Middle East and the challenges in the Red Sea towards Canaan, you see a situation that those cargo vessels are now using the Cape of Good Hope as the alternative route. Now, how do you support South Africa to grow that route so that South Africa can tap into that and create jobs and develop the economy or address the sluggish economy? That's one example, but also ordinary business I spoke to yesterday. Their views are open the markets. I spoke to a gentleman called Ito Supporter from Tuesday, who is in the fruit industry, saying that they want to send more products to BRICS member countries that started already. And therefore, you have a position that is saying, BRICS, let's work together. Let's be inward-looking. Let's do trade amongst ourselves. Let's unlock better systems in terms of financial systems using our local currency, but also ensuring that you have an alternative way to clear payments. You don't rely on the American system. And therefore, these are really, really big issues that might change the trade system in the world, but also build a stronger partnership in trade and investment.
All right, let's leave it there for this afternoon. That's Sophie Mokoens, SABC News International Editor, with that update coming through from the BRICS Business Council and the G20 Business Council meeting out in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil.